podcast brave enough to say without hesitation that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. I'm one of your hosts, Patrick Gallagher, and alongside me is a man whose own favorite Christmas movie is Home Alone 2, Lost in the City, because, and I quote, the Trump scene is the only thing that gets me there anymore, and by there, I mean sexual completion. Your brother and mine, Bear Shrivastov. Bear, how we doing today?
Much worse than I was about 20 seconds ago, big bro.
We watched Home Alone 2, Lost in the City yesterday.
It's pretty good, right?
The amazing thing about that movie is Home Alone, the original Home Alone, this is 91 or 90, was such a huge hit. It made like $500 million for a kids movie starring somebody nobody had ever heard of, right? This little kid and a bunch of like SCTV comedians. That's who was in that movie. It made so much money that they greenlit, wrote, produced, made, and released Home Alone 2 in a year.
It's
like
crazy.
Within 11 months of the first Home Alone, the second Home Alone came out, which is like, consider how long it's taken to make 2 seasons of Severance or wherever we are on that show. Right. It's been like 8 years. It took Stranger Things 10 years to make like 5 seasons.
Yeah, the Stranger Things people are all like adults now.
I know, it's nuts.
So long.
It's absolutely nuts. But anyway, that movie's pretty good. If you haven't seen Home Alone 2, Lost in the City.
Yeah. Oh, and we should say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to our loyal listeners.
I don't want to say that because it sort of implies that we're not going to have another podcast before Christmas, though at the cadence we've established here so far into this season.
But look, here's the thing, and I we both have busy lives, but I will say like even though I've been watching basically every single Knicks game and I've been trying to keep up with them, there is a sort of there's only so much to say when you have a team where like this season is going to be defined by what happens like 5 months from now, like we're just watching to hope they stay up in like a decent seed and like hopefully to see like some things develop. But do any of these games really matter right now? Not so much. So
how dare you say that when we're on the cusp of the NBA Cup?
True. The NBA Cup does matter. Everyone knows it matters. I know because every time there's an NBA Cup game, the announcers won't fucking stop talking about how much it matters.
Also, the color of the court burns into your retina every time. So yeah, that's the other part. I will say, so I'm going to push back a little bit. I will say I do think these games matter in the sense that two main senses. The first is, of course they matter. The whole point of this is entertainment, right?
Sure. And
we get 82 of these regular season games, and yeah, there's a narrative, and yeah, there's an end that we want, and it would be disappointing if we didn't get it. But that's like 200 hours of just like emotional engagement with the franchise that I've cared about.
The journey is just as important as the destination.
Yeah, absolutely. For 35 years, of course, it's important. Also, you can sort of track how the team is doing, right? And right now, the team's doing pretty well. Yep. They're 16-7, benefiting
6-7,
benefiting a little bit from an easier schedule. They have not. They've been great at home, and they've played a lot of home games, right? They're I think 13-1 at home and 3-6 on the road.
Yeah,
right.
The only team with a better home record is the like unstoppable OKC.
Yeah, we'll talk about them a little bit later too.
Yeah.
But that's a 57 win pace, and I would also say they're getting better.
Yeah.
And the most obvious sign of improvement for this team over last year is that they are absolutely killing bad teams.
Yeah.
Like if you remember last year, all these games against Charlotte where they had like came down to the wire and they barely hung on in some of these games. They won by 1 point. I think they lost to Charlotte at some point near the end of last year too. And this year they're just obliterating the bad teams.
There are a lot of games, especially this Jazz game that happened a couple days ago where it's not even the execution or the great team ball. It really does just look like, they're an NBA team against like a college level team or something. Just like the talent differential between us and some of the teams in the league is like
Yeah, well, the
very
Jazz had
vast.
played Brooklyn the day before, and after
Yeah.
the Knicks beat the Jazz, the announcer said something like, "Well, that they beat Brooklyn on a great win the night before. Looks like today they played the varsity team." And
Yeah.
it really so that Jazz game was significant for two reasons. Number one, they started 23-0,
Yeah.
aided by
Which
some lousy misses, but it's the best start of any game in the play-by-play era. It's a play-by.
yeah. So I don't know if the stats have come out. I heard it was the best since like 1996.
So that's when the play-by-play era starts.
But do we have an example of something like from before then where someone did do a better start?
We
Or is
don't
that
we don't know because it's not easy to track and look
Yeah,
at.
I was like someone surely must have like run like AI into like a bunch of like old newspapers or something. But
Maybe, but the newspapers didn't track play by play. This is a relatively new. Um, bless you. Oh my God,
just
you
breathe in.
okay? Oh
Oh
boy,
no. Um,
he's in his 30s, guys, and he's breathing weird and
oh
nearly dying.
no. Oh.
Um,
Um
so I would
yeah, it would have to be like some random like newspaper in like Chicago was like our boys like won by started off 27-0. It was a unstoppable show.
I like your old newspaper reporter voice.
Yeah, it's not bad. I didn't know I could do that one. I just gotta break
Um,
that out.
Also significant because in the third quarter, the Knicks scored 47 points, which is the most points the Knicks have ever scored in any third
Mhm.
quarter in their history, which is kind of a wild stat when you
Yeah.
think about it. It's a little like, who cares? It's the third, like the most they scored in the third quarter, but
Mhm.
not the most they scored in a quarter. So then what does it really matter? But it's a fun little perk, little Boy Scout badge to stick on your lapel and celebrate the season. So the NBA Cup's coming up. The quarterfinals are tomorrow. Knicks play the Raptors in Toronto. The Knicks are the only team that has made the quarterfinals of the NBA Cup all 3 years it's existed. They have never won a quarterfinals game. Bear, do you care?
So here's the thing. I care about beating the Raptors because they've been one of the better teams in the East this year, and going on the road and beating a team like that is like one of those still early season indications that we're getting better and we're a good team. Like, I do not care at all about the outcome of the cup, except insofar as for the Knicks to win it, they have to win like 3 games or whatever. And I would rather them win those 3 games than lose any one of them. You know, that's all. So it's just regular season basketball to me. That's the short answer.
So in defense of the cup, the intensity of play does take a step up.
Yeah, the players care about it.
You get a little bit of a vibe of this matters a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that it has national attention.
Yeah, I
And
wonder. Oh,
it's
I'm sorry.
it's like a preview of playoff intensity, right? So
I do kind of wonder if you're like a small market team, like if maybe it means a little bit more to you because like it might be the only time where like the national media is going to be paying attention to your team during the regular season. You know, like with the Knicks, we have like a little bit of that privilege where we're always kind of like one of the most relevant teams, like especially now that we're good.
I don't know. I just don't think there are any, like, if you're good, you get media attention.
That's
You
true.
know?
I mean, OKC, yeah,
What are the smallest markets? OKC, San Antonio, like Orlando, right? If you're
yeah,
good, people pay attention, and if you're
hmm
not good, people don't pay attention, and it's kind of that straightforward.
that's
Um,
true.
do you remember who won the NBA Cup last year, Bear?
Was it Indiana?
It was not.
Okay, was Indiana in the finals or something?
Nope.
Did Indiana win it 2 years ago?
I don't remember. No, they did not. I do remember. They did not.
Was it Milwaukee?
It was Milwaukee. The
Okay.
Milwaukee Bucks beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in the NBA Cup
Oh,
final
and that was the
last
last
year.
time anyone ever won a game against the
That's
Thunder.
right.
Yeah.
The year before the Lakers won.
Oh, right, because I remember well, didn't
Yeah.
the Lakers win the first one?
Yeah, that was the first one.
Oh, this is the third
This is
one.
the third, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember it was like a big deal that like LeBron won the first one.
I mean, as a big a deal as the NBA Cup's going to be, I guess.
You know, yeah, it was kind of neat. Oh, speaking of LeBron, he did you hear about his scoring streak being snapped?
I did. Do I care about that? Not at all.
I thought it was crazy. I was like, wait, he scored 10 every game since 2007?
Did you see
Like,
the last play of that game?
no, I didn't watch the highlights.
He had 8 points.
Yeah.
There was like 5 seconds left. It was a tie game. He gets the ball with like 3 seconds left. He's kind of wide open. He takes two dribbles towards the basket, rifles a pass to an open Hachimura in the corner, who hits the three and wins the game.
That's wild.
So like he could easily have shot a free throw jumper to win the game.
He made the winning play.
Instead, I guess he made the winning play. Here's my question about it. Isn't actually the winning play there, if he's open, for him to take an open 18-footer instead of passing it to the corner for another guy to take an open 23-footer?
This question reminds me of like prime LeBron discourse where every single play he made was somehow the wrong play.
It's not the wrong play. Listen, in the grand scheme of things, the open corner three is maybe the most valuable shot in basketball, and I fully understand that. But if all you need is 1 point, then the incremental value of the extra point from the three
doesn't matter.
Is moot, right? All that matters is the ball going through the basket. So if you shoot 54% from 18 feet and someone else shoots 53% from 19 feet, you should take the 18-footer.
Yeah, I get it, but you know, who cares?
But anyway, it doesn't matter. That's
Anyways, rest in peace to LeBron's insane scoring streak.
Rest in peace to his insane scoring streak. You know, Shea is almost at 100 straight games with 20-plus points.
Really?
Yeah, the record is 126, I think, which I believe is Wilt Chamberlain.
That's crazy. Shea's very good at basketball.
Yeah, it's obnoxiously good.
Yeah.
But not good enough to beat the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA Cup Finals.
Nope, not good enough, Shea. Loser.
Speaking of those Milwaukee Bucks, we should probably touch on this.
Yeah.
The NBA world was abuzz a few days ago when word came out that Giannis Antetokounmpo and his agent were having discussions with the Bucks about what their future should be. That is not exactly asking for a trade, but everyone is sort of inferring that at some point he will ask for a trade.
It sure seems like it.
And the gist of the some of the scuttlebutt, this is from Jake Fisher, who writes for Mark Stein's newsletter, is that most of the NBA seems to believe that Giannis has a very strong preference to end up in New York. Now, I already did my rant on this before the season started. I am annoyed by the fact that we have this team with a brand new coach that's playing really well on a 57-win pace, seemingly getting better. They're on a 57-win pace despite missing their arguably second most important player for a lot of the season, OG Anunoby, who just came back.
Yeah, we've been a little banged up.
Brunson missed a couple games. Shamit's been out.
Mitch has been a little.
Mitch is in and out. Towns missed the last game against Orlando.
Yeah, so nothing, not like crazy injury stuff, but it's not been perfect.
Yeah, but I am annoyed that I'm still annoyed that like when what I want is to really invest emotionally in this team and see what we have. Instead, I have to get distracted by the admittedly quite alluring possibility that the fourth best player in the league, third best, arguably first or second, who even knows, right?
Yeah.
But somewhere up there in the top five wants to play for my team. The issue of, and listen, there's a, if you could just, and I like Towns and I don't want to get rid of him, but if you could just swap Karl Anthony Towns for Giannis Antetokounmpo, it fixes an incredible amount that you worry about with this team, right? The only defensive weak point at there is Brunson. Giannis can cover him really well. He doesn't play a lot of center, but he could, especially given this structure.
You either have him play center and you've got like this insane scoring attack where everyone on the court is like a really good scorer, or you play him at power forward next to like Mitch and your defense is just like absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are issues with that, with the Mitch Giannis pairing, but it's irrelevant. The Knicks don't really have a package to trade for him. If they were going to trade for him, it almost certainly has to be some sort of huge trade that involves both Towns and Anunoby and like Deuce McBride for Giannis and some other pieces. And you have to like rope a third team in and get some draft assets and just all this stuff. It's very complicated.
And the cap stuff for both the Knicks and the Bucks is like if you tried going on the ESPN trade machine thing, and making any trade work is hard because the teams are in like salary cap hell, you know.
Yeah, I listen. You have to do your due diligence when a player
Yeah,
like Giannis
yeah,
comes
yeah.
available, and the rumor is he wants to play for your team. It's really hard for me to get behind any trade of OG Anunoby. Like,
It's
I find it just so difficult to even like
I
think of.
I honestly like I when I first heard this Giannis news a few days ago, I was really really excited. I was like, oh, you know what? Like I love OG, but you know, you get Giannis if you can get Giannis. But then we started watching the Knicks with OG after he came back from the injury, and it's kind of like I don't know if we can trade this guy.
Yeah,
Um, uh, and yeah, I mean, like he's just the most winning player you could possibly like draw up in your brain.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, I really don't know. Like, if you're saying it's just Cat and OG, and somehow that's what we have to give up to get Giannis, like, all right, I'm probably still pulling the trigger, but like not happily. And once you start getting into like we're throwing in Deuce or we're giving away Mitch to somebody, then it all starts feeling like okay, what is even the team going to look like with just Brunson and Giannis and maybe one or two of our other rotation players?
yeah,
And is that worth it? You know?
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, you want the best players in the league on your team,
Mm-hmm.
but I just can't.
Brunson and Giannis would be like the best two, 1-2 combo in the
Yeah,
league.
yeah.
Um,
But and maybe that like, listen, the 10,000 pound elephant in the room is actually not in the room, but rather in Oklahoma City, right? Where if your goal is to win a title, right, you're going to have to get through this juggernaut that
yeah,
appears to be that right now is on pace to win 79 games, right?
yeah.
At the moment, they're on pace to go 79-3. They're not going to go 79-3. But they could win 74 games. That doesn't seem impossible to me.
I would put their odds of breaking the NBA winning record, like I would put them about 50-50 right now. That's about where they're at.
Yeah, I think you can get way better than that in the betting markets, but I
Mhm.
sort of agree with you. But anything can happen, right? Well,
Yeah.
the guy comes
Shea could
down
get
wrong on his
injured for a
ankle. Yeah,
month or
yeah, yeah.
something. Yeah.
So like, uh, there's a part of me that thinks about that and is
It's
like,
yeah.
it,
It's easier to see like a Giannis Brunson team just like figuring out a way to just overpower OKC, even though OKC does all this other stuff really well.
yeah,
Like almost kind of like how we saw like Shaq and Kobe like beat up on the Spurs and stuff. Like
mm-hmm,
when I was like a kid, where it's like, yeah, there's all these advantages that the other team has, but like if you just have Shaq and Kobe, like you have a really good chance of beating like any single team in the playoffs. So that would be like our lane to beat OKC. But I still don't even know if that would be enough. And it's I don't know. It all becomes confusing in my mind.
yeah. So I mean, my instinct right now is to say, you know, look at what the market is, look at what the
Yeah.
trade is. If you don't think you're defanging your team too much, then maybe there's a deal to be made. If he decides that's what he wants, the Knicks are
Yeah.
in much stronger position to make a deal like this in the off season
Hmm.
when we'll also know how good the team really was, right?
Yeah.
If they are a finals team that really pushed OKC, then
You just run it back.
maybe you run it back and add at the fringes. Maybe you think, well, that's the closest we're going to get. Maybe we have to make a big deal. Maybe that's the best this unit's going to be able to do.
Yeah, but you get to see what like how the season plays out, like how we finish in the regular season. Do we win 52 games? Do we win 60 games? Like where does this team actually end up over a full season? Are we
Yeah.
just kind of good, or are we truly like one of the dominant teams in the league? And then you get to see, however many playoff series against the other best teams in the league, to see like is there a real is basically is like what Cat does defensively so problematic that even though he's such a great offensive player, you can't make a team that beats the absolute best teams in the league. And you have to go for like a real super, like an even a higher level superstar like Giannis. But yeah, I don't know. Like I agree. I'm kind of with you. Like I don't think we should be rushing to make a trade unless it gets to the point where it's like really acrimonious in Milwaukee and Giannis is just kind of like, get me out. I want to go to the Knicks and I'm not going to take anything else. And then we can get him for 80 cents on the dollar or whatever. But failing that, this I still kind of stand by where I was at the start of the season, where like this might be an off-season problem, but
Yeah.
it's not a right now problem.
Yep. Yep. It's also worth noting that Giannis continually gets hurt, right? And he gets hurt in big spots too. It's not, he's hurt now. It was really funny because funny is the wrong word, but he, like the day the story broke that all this was going down, he just like randomly tweaked his calf.
Yeah.
And has been out ever since. And that sucks because it's awesome to watch Giannis play basketball, but it's also, it's been the story of Giannis these last couple of years in particular.
Ever since they got the title like 4 years ago.
Yep.
He's kind of been up and down, in and out.
All right, Bear, I've got some propositions for you.
Okay.
I want you to assess how true you think these things are. I guess we used to call this, is this real?
Oh, yeah. Is this real?
Yeah. Is this real? OG and Mikal Bridges should both be all-stars this year.
OG, I'm going to say maybe not.
Why?
So I think he's been injured. I mean, like, I guess by the All-Star break, he'll have played like 3/4 of the games, hopefully, knock on wood. Mm-hmm. But right now he's been injured for like a quarter of our games, a third of our games or something. Mm-hmm. He's awesome. I love him. But I think Bridges has been kind of awesome this year. I don't know. What do you think, Pat? Like, I feel like offensively, he's probably been our second most important player since Cat has struggled a little bit.
Well, you kind of have
defensively, he's been way more the guy. Like last year, we maligned him for his defense, and he's been way more of the guy that we thought we were getting. Defense.
Yeah, they play him off ball a little bit more, so that he can.
He's like a safety.
Yeah, exactly, and it's refreshing. He's been really exciting in that way. I think it's hard to answer without going through who is an all-star, right?
Yeah.
Because there's 12, right? You get 12 all-stars. They do weird stuff with the now they're doing the international and everything, but don't worry about any of that.
Yeah.
In the East, the all-stars are the definite all-stars are Brunson, Cade, Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Johnson,
Brown.
Jaylen Brown, Duren, I think, Jaren Duren.
Yeah.
It sort of depends on this injury and him coming back, but Franz Wagner was definitely an all-star.
Mm-hmm. We don't really know what the story is with him yet.
Scotty Barnes, if we want to give Toronto some recognition.
Yeah, he should make it.
So that's 9, right? Mm-hmm. And then the question is Towns an all-star?
I don't think Towns has been an all-star. I think Towns has been like the 4th best player on the Knicks this year.
Yeah, but there's some inertia that goes into the all-star voting, right?
Yeah, and everyone knows who he is, and the counting stats still like look good, even if the efficiency isn't where you want it to be. So
yeah,
I could see it. And like fans,
does Norm Powell make the all-star team?
I haven't. What's he doing this year?
He's in Miami.
I know he's in Miami, but like I didn't
shooting
know.
Real well. He's scoring a lot.
His numbers look like. Yeah.
Does Josh Giddey make the all-star team? Chicago has collapsed, by the way. We talked last time, and since then Chicago has come way the heck back down to earth.
Man, the Norman Powell numbers are crazy.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable this year.
25 points per game, 45% from 3. Yeah, that's all-star stuff.
Yeah, I would say so, right?
Yeah, you got to. The Heat are pretty good.
So anyway, That gets us to like 10 or 11. So to
Yeah.
get
So like who?
both OG and Bridges in there, that's a bit of a stretch. The other
Nah.
guys probably in consideration. Um, uh, maybe Pascal Siakam gets a little love, even though Indiana is so horrible.
Mhm.
Brandon Ingram might get a little love. He's been playing pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's not such a big
Bam.
list.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bam, Evan Mobley,
yeah. I mean,
Desmond
like
Bain, maybe.
I mean, like because it's partially a popularity contest, like LaMelo Ball, right?
No, If LaMelo Ball.
He's
So
like the
last
most.
year,
He's like the most popular player in the NBA.
he's not.
Like,
I can't stand this narrative. He's not the most popular player in the NBA. People think that he
that's
is.
because you're old, Pat.
People
You don't
think that
know
he is.
about the
Kids like him.
Zoomers you don't know about the Zoomers and the Gen
So
Alpha
last
people.
year there was this whole thing, and Brian Windhorst was like, so in the first round of voting, Jalen Brunson for All-Star game, Jalen Brunson was like 4th or something like that, and he was behind LaMelo Ball and somebody else and Paolo Banchero.
Mm-hmm.
And it became obvious to anybody who Paolo Banchero at the time had played 5 games.
Yeah.
Right. And he was out. He was not going to play anymore, but he was still beating Jalen Brunson in All-Star voting.
Yeah.
So what is obvious in retrospect is that the reason both LaMelo Ball and Paolo Banchero were so high in the All-Star voting is because their names come up first and auto-populate the All-Star forms, the All-Star voting forms, because they are first alphabetically.
But Brunson is at the start too.
It doesn't matter. He's 3rd, so it'll just be the first 2 names that pop up.
So you think people are like logging into the website? They're picking like the one guy that they like actually want,
or they're every
everybody?
West Coast fan is like, I'm going to vote for my team, and to fill out the East, it's just the first names, right?
Interesting.
And the first name on the forward side for the East is almost certainly Antetokounmpo.
Okay,
and
well,
nobody's going to think twice about that one, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I think. I think LaMelo Ball's popularity. I know he shows up in that rap song or whatever, and people pretend to care about him.
Yeah. And apparently he's the start of the 6-7 thing.
I guess. I don't know what it is. Honestly, I'm 43 years old. I still don't really know what 6-7 is.
It's just a thing you say.
Yeah, I know, but why?
There's no reason.
What does it mean?
Apparently, it has something to do with LaMelo Ball, like maybe his height. But I think.
But why?
Well, like
what is the context in which I say 6-7?
Well, like what happens if you're like picture yourself as like a 13-year-old, like in your middle school class or something. If your teacher says 6-7 out of some reason, then you get to go like 6-7, and like that's funny.
Yeah, but what is it? Is it just a song reference?
No, Pat. You know what? I realized something. No. There's no song reference. That's not what that is. There's no lyrics or anything.
Because sometimes people will say like it's been a while, and you'll just go, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's really hard for me to not do that.
Or it's been.
Yeah. The two. Yeah. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. But then I was like thinking, like, I don't want to be too harsh on the Zoomers, and this is even really more of like a Gen Alpha thing. I think like it's like people who are like kids right now. But when I was a kid, there was like planking and stuff like that. Remember that? So
I do remember planking.
This isn't any stupider than that, you know? Like there's always stupid stuff.
No, but when you plank, right? The whole point of planking was you're supposed to take a picture. And then there was like a souvenir or like a thing that remembered, oh, I planked. 6-7 is just like, I'm going to say 6-7 or whatever it is.
Yes.
And that's it.
Have you considered that the kids who are doing this are doing it explicitly to annoy adult men in their 40s like you?
If that's so,
and you're falling into their trap.
If that's so, they've got to try harder because no one has actually ever said 6-7 to me. I am only aware of it from a distance.
I see.
But In any case,
Anyways, LaMelo Ball,
LaMelo Ball,
All-Star.
not that popular. His popularity is overstated. Anyway, so yeah, I think if one's going to be an all-star, it's going to be Bridges because he's played more.
Yeah.
And I would like him to be, but I think there's probably a challenge for him. He could get that last spot. It's not impossible. He is certainly, if somebody's injured and needs to be replaced or whatever, he could get added.
Like his main problem is just like the role he's asked to play. He's not asked to score 20, 22 points a night or something. I think he's at like 16 or 17 or something like that. And he's doing it really efficiently and like in the flow of the offense, and like what he brings open on offense opens up a lot of other stuff for our other guys, and it's just super helpful. But like that's not, unless you're watching him consistently, you might not look at those numbers and be like, oh, he's having an all-star season.
Sure. Sure. Next on Is This Real? Gershon Yabusele and Jordan Clarkson were bad signings. Is this real?
Well, so what's been interesting is that I think our team is significantly better than we were last year, but the two players that we added to the roster have been probably the two worst players to see playing time for the New York Knicks. Yabusele's been almost unplayable, and in fact, he was benched for most of that Jazz blowout game. He did come back and have a decent showing against the Magic. But
he also was okay in the fourth quarter of that blowout game.
Yeah, but fourth quarter of a game where you're up by like 37 points, it's like, what is that?
I have seen some fourth quarters by the bench in the Knicks in the last couple of years, and that is the best any deep bench player has played for the Knicks in a long time.
We'll take it. Yeah. So hopefully he's trending up, but he's been pretty rough. And Jordan Clarkson, he has his moments, right? Like there are moments where you see the vision, where he's kind of leading the second unit and being that spark plug. But since we did our last episode, he has tanked pretty hard. And
he's been bad for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you look at some of his shooting numbers now, they are not pretty. Like I think he's shooting under 30% from three.
That is the main source of frustration for me. Like he's got to make those open corner threes if he's going to be out there and play. I like Jordan Clarkson. I don't think he's been. I mean, I think that he is really hot and cold, right? Yeah. So if he is able to get to the basket, make those little bunnies, hit some open threes, he's doing his job. But when he's off, man, he's a tough hang.
And his only real supposed plus skill is like he can be like a isolation scorer and he can hit threes. And so when he's not doing that, like you're not getting any defense, you're not getting like ball movement. He certainly can't rebound the ball. So he's just like a huge net negative when he's off,
Here's a quote from Jazz coach Will Hardy that they got before. This comes from Chris Persianen, who covers the Knicks. He got a quote from Will Hardy on Jordan Clarkson. And it's like this. He's very creative. He has like an artist's brain almost. You have to let him go. You can't micromanage every possession because you both end up frustrated. I told JC last year that when he felt the moment, got it going, we'd all step back, myself included, and let him do his guitar solo. Then I asked that 75% of the game, he played a song everybody knew. And I think that kind of captures it, right? The Knicks have so much offensive talent that it's like when Clarkson doesn't have it for a couple possessions, you just sort of push him aside. Things I like about Clarkson. He always works hard on defense. He's not good at defense, right? He gets torched. He's a little small. He's a little slow moving laterally, but he always tries. He works hard. And sometimes on those second unit teams, that's all you really need in the context of team defense. When he's got it going, it's a joy. It brings back like old, like J.R. Smith, Jamal Crawford vibes.
Yeah, his best version is being one of those guys.
Yeah, and we don't need him to be one of those guys all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We do need him to hit open threes, and we're really going to need that in the playoffs. Now,
Yeah.
here's what I will say. He's getting longer burn right now, in large part because Landry Shamet is hurt,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so if he doesn't have it going in 3 minutes in a playoff game, he's going to get benched and Shamet's going to take his minutes, right?
Yeah.
But if he has it going, great. You need some of that secondary offensive creativity.
Yeah.
Brunson's not going to be able to initiate the offense every play.
He could be a guy who like has a key. I could easily see him in like some random game 3 in the playoffs, him having like a huge third quarter that like kind of gets us out in front in a win. He's like that kind of guy.
Listen,
You catch his hot streak and we
last
do it.
year, the guys that we needed to do that after not playing all year were Shamet, who we
Yeah.
like, and
Yeah.
DeLon Wright. There's no way Jordan Clarkson isn't a potential upgrade over DeLon Wright,
for sure.
right? So you sort of have to write him out. Yabu's been disappointing. There's been some signs in the last couple of weeks that he's getting better. He clearly came in out of shape, which I find very hard to understand because he was playing basketball almost nonstop, right? Because he went from the full season with the Sixers into Eurobasket, right? All the way through. He played for France. So he only had a couple of months to get out of shape, but oh boy, did he get out of shape in those couple of months.
Yeah. But you also have to remember, I don't know, like he was out of the NBA for a long time. Like last year was his first season. So there could just be some weird thing where he doesn't quite have like the off-season routine down the way some of the other guys do,
Maybe. He also was he could just, I don't know. He's frustrating.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say about him. If you thought he was ever going to play center, he's never going to play center.
Nope.
He's just not
big enough.
He's not tall enough.
Yeah.
Right? And he doesn't make up for it with extreme vertical athleticism, right? Ariel Hukporti, he might play center. Maybe we'll talk more about that in a future episode. But
had a great game against the Magic.
Great game against the Magic. But, if Yabu's not hitting threes, it's tough right now. Yeah. He plays hard on defense. He's getting better. He's sort of trying to learn how to, and Mike Brown made the point that it's really hard for Towns and Yabu, who have to learn 2 different positions in his new offense, right? And how to read and react off of those. And I get that that's really hard. And especially because Towns has a lot more reps than Yabu does, right? So part of it might just be that, right? Towns is getting more reps, but even he's still been up and down, whereas Yabu just doesn't get the reps, so it's not working as well for him. But it's been challenging for anybody who believed the Yabu signing was a good and important one to hold to that belief through these first 23 games.
Yeah, and I almost feel like you made the point that if Jordan Clarkson can't get it going, we have guys to replace him. Like you get some of it from Deuce, you can get some of it from Shamet. There is a specific role of like backup power forward that we really don't have anyone else to play other than Yabu. Hukporti coming in as a center can maybe make some of the rotations.
He's not a
shooter. Yeah. They can maybe eat up some similar minutes, but if Yabu can become like a above average 3-point shooter from that position, like that is just a huge skill, like, and a huge hole in our second unit that no one else on our team can fill. And it really, So I like if Jordan Clarkson can't get it together, I almost feel like we just kind of ride it out. If Yabu can't get it together, then I do think we probably need to look into like the trade market of someone else that can take those backup power forward minutes. Although I'm not ready to give up on him yet or anything. But
nor am I.
We need more from him.
Next on Is This Real? The biggest threat to the Knicks in the East is the Boston Celtics if and when Tatum comes back.
100%. Yes. The Celtics are great. So look, no, look. So Tatum somehow does seem like he's going to come back this year. I can't understand it, but that does seem to be what's going to happen. And the Celtics, they beat us. Granted, we were down Anunoby, but they beat us in a very frustrating game. Like 3 or 4 games ago. Um, they are third in the East right now, about a game and a half behind us. And they're good. And last year they were the clear favorites in the East until we knocked them off. Um, I'm not like terrified of them, even if they come back with full strength. I still don't think they'd be as good as they were last year when we beat them. And I think we're better than last year. But I'm not scared of the Pistons. I'm not scared of the Cavs. I'm not scared of any of these other teams that are kind of filling out the middle of the East, Toronto, Miami, etc. But the Celtics could totally beat us. Jason Tatum's awesome.
Something is wrong in Cleveland. I don't know what's happening there, but the vibes are horrible.
Yeah.
So here's what I think. I think it's possible if Tatum comes back, but I think they'd be long shots. I also think that Boston has established. So what they have is guys who play really hard, and they have a lot of like strong, tough wings. Okay, and they're playing to the max of their abilities, right? Which is really impressive, and it's a great coaching job by Mazzulla. I don't think they have another gear. So as soon as somebody adjusts to them in this version, I don't know what their move is from here. Now, it might be good enough to get them 48 wins and the 3rd or 4th seed in the East. But we saw what happened when the intensity got ratcheted up last year in the playoffs against when we played the Pistons and even when we played the Celtics, right? And against the Pacers, everything got turned up a level. I just don't see what the level is that they have.
Yeah.
I think they are playing to their max level right now. And so they don't really put the fear of God in me. And even if they bring Tatum back, I just think they're pretty shallow as a team. I don't believe in their depth at all. Although,
but would you still say they're the biggest threat to us in the East? Like even with
I
all
think
this
a full strength Orlando might be the biggest threat to us.
Orlando's a tough matchup for us
because they're so feisty and they're big, right? That's the big thing. Is they're just
we're too small and they're very big.
Yeah.
So unless we can get some more size, it's a problem.
Yeah, I think
they're allowed to foul.
It's unbelievable. It's
unlimited fouls.
So this is a thing that people have talked about mostly in regard to Oklahoma City, right?
Yeah.
Which is, I saw Iman Shumpert, weirdly enough, talking about this. Which is
Nick, always Nick.
Once a Nick, always a Nick. If you play every possession with that level of physicality and intensity, the refs get inoculated to it and they don't call fouls, right? And that is basically what Oklahoma City does, and it's basically what Orlando does. They're just playing every possession, balls to the wall, physically. Mm-hmm. And it's what Detroit did in the playoffs last year against us, right? And it's infuriating to watch because these are obviously fouls. Yeah. But they're not, the referee is like, they're not going to call a foul every possession. Nobody wants to watch that. This is an entertainment product after all.
Yeah.
And so you have to be able to adjust to it. And then, especially in the Detroit series, the Knicks struggled to adjust to it. I don't think it's like they can't adjust to it. I just think
you have to know.
I think a lot of people also in the regular season in particular, you don't want to, right? You don't want to play that way. You don't want to have to adjust to it. And so it's like, to get everybody on board for that is a big ask.
Yeah, and also going into a playoff series against one of these teams, you have to just know, like, okay, this is gonna get like nasty, this is gonna get physical, and we have to like match their physicality.
And those guys are gonna just fucking hurl the balls at our backs while we're laying 3 feet out of bounds.
Did you? It was insane. I was losing my mind watching that play. But I was like, how is this not a technical foul?
My ethnically ambiguous brother literally said, if Bane's not called for a technical foul, I'm going to become a terrorist.
Yeah.
That's literally what he said.
Did you see it, Pat? Did you people online are saying like he noticed Ben Stiller was in the crowd and so he thought he was auditioning for dodgeball?
Yeah, I like it. I like it. To me,
it was insane.
I got to be honest with you. It's only a technical foul because of how hard he threw it.
Yeah, that's why it's a technical foul.
But the other thing about it is it's such a strange play because he was just standing on the baseline. Like he
That's
could
the
have
thing.
just turned around and dribbled the ball down the court.
Exactly. He didn't need to do the play. There was no it's not like he like was tipping it and so he like tipped it off in the direction of OG. He caught the ball, stopped, wound up as hard as he possibly could and threw the ball at OG.
It was one of the most baffling and honestly hilarious things I've ever seen on a court.
I mean, it's funny because OG was okay and it seemed like the guys kind of laughed it off afterwards.
Yeah.
And so
it was ridiculous.
It's okay, but like if OG got hurt or something, I would be like losing it.
All right, we've alluded to this before.
Yeah.
This is the final. Is this real? This is all pointless because Oklahoma City is going to win 75 games and run away with the NBA title.
Mm-hmm.
Is that real?
I mean, look, here, the last team we saw do this was the Golden State Warriors, who finished 73-9, right?
Mm-hmm.
And did not win the NBA Finals that year.
Nope.
So it's possible for a team to be better than you thought a basketball team could possibly be for an entire regular season, and then they have a weird playoff series and they lose. I will be honest. I've been thinking about it a lot. I have no idea what the playbook would be for the Knicks to beat these guys in the NBA Finals. Like any other team, I could see, even if the Knicks would be underdogs against the Nuggets or something, I could see us. I could see the way forward, and I feel like we'd have a chance. I have no idea what you do with OKC.
So what's interesting about that is I actually disagree.
Really?
I think that OKC is an awesome regular season team, and I think that they're really great. But I think that you can slow them down offensively. Now, their defense might be so good that it doesn't matter, right? Mm-hmm. And Shea might be so good that it doesn't matter. But I think that they, just like people thought they were going to kill Indiana in the finals last year, and Indiana pushed them to 7 and might well have won that series. They could have easily won Game 4, right, and swung the series, and they could have won Game 7 if Halliburton didn't get hurt. Mm-hmm. I do think that in a long series, they, like every team, have weaknesses that you can exploit. But in the regular season, they're so deep and so intense and so long and so athletic that there's just almost nothing that you can do. So to answer my question initially, is this real? No, I don't think it's pointless. I think that there is a way they could lose in the playoffs. But I think it's a tough ask. I'm not saying it's going to be easy.
Yeah. But we also could just luck out, right? They could lose to like the Rockets or Denver or something in the playoffs, and then all of a sudden we're not playing OKC in the finals. Like it's there's a million things could happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I think probably Denver is the team that could beat them in the West. It's interesting to think about the Rockets just because the Rockets are so big, right? Yeah. Other than Reed Shepherd, they're so big and they have Durant, right? And I guess you could argue that Durant and Shea nullify each other in some sense in fourth quarter scoring, although I would rather have Shea than Durant at this point in their careers.
For sure.
I would say if anybody's going to beat them, it's Denver. And then if Denver beats them, if the Knicks play Denver in the finals, they could beat Denver. It's not impossible. Towns guards Jokic pretty well, all told. Yep. They have the size.
We would be underdogs in a series against Denver, but it wouldn't even be like a major mismatch in my mind. You know what I mean? Like it would be like 60-40 odds on Denver or something like that. So yeah, I mean, I think any other team in the West, I would feel okay about. I can't go into a series against OKC and be like, no sweat. This is gonna be fine.
Yeah, but listen, if you told me we got to play OKC in the NBA Finals, I'd sign up for it right now in a heartbeat.
yeah, of
In
course.
an absolute heartbeat. I want to
Take
see
your
this Knicks
chance.
team. I want to see this Knicks team in the finals. I want to
Oh
see
yeah,
it.
you take your chance, and you just have to win 4. So
All
who
right.
knows?
And that ends our lightning round of Is This Real? Bow, bow, bow. That was our theme song. Um, Bear, are you aware that Mitchell Robinson is looking for love?
Um, what?
So yesterday on Facebook, Mitchell Robinson posts the following. Hey everyone, I'm hoping the power of Facebook can help me out. Last night in downtown New York City, actually Rockefeller Center, notably not downtown New York City, a lady walked up to me and said something incredibly sweet. It completely caught me off guard in the best way. I didn't get her name, but I'd really love to find her. If this was you, please comment or message me. And if anyone can share this post to help spread the word, I'd really appreciate it. Mitchell Robinson is looking to star in his own version of the movie Serendipity, as far as I can tell.
I haven't seen that movie, but I can understand from context what you mean.
You haven't seen Serendipity?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's a lovely holiday watch.
All right.
It's like early 2000s New York romantic comedy, like set in New York City. If you are at all nostalgic for New York City, like I am, it's a great watch. It stars John Cusack and Kate Beckinsale, along with some other people that you'd probably recognize. And it's nice.
I'll do a little double feature with Home Alone 2 and Serendipity.
Yeah. You should actually watch them both at the same time and see if they sync up.
Perfect.
Like Wizard of Oz and Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, good for Mitch.
Good.
It's a crazy world out there, and I hope he finds that special someone this holiday season.
Prediction time. Do the Knicks make the finals of the NBA Cup?
Yeah, sure. Why not? We have to beat Toronto, and then we have to beat one more team.
Either Orlando or Miami.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, why not? We're better than those teams.
I like it.
We could do it.
I like your confidence. Yeah, sure. Let's say I'm going to say they go all the way, and they beat San Antonio in the finals.
Okay. Oh, it'd be fun. We get to play Wemby.
Yeah. Although he might still be hurt.
Oh.
I have to admit, I have not kept track of the latest injury report for the San Antonio Spurs.
Nope.
Sorry to let all of our listeners and viewers down. Bear, we end every episode by giving recommendations of things that we have consumed, watched, ate, worn. Anything. I recommended underwear once.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What do you have to recommend to our audience?
I would recommend not wearing underwear. No,
especially when Home Alone 2 is on. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've been watching Pluribus. I just got caught up.
Very good.
It's a lot of fun.
Yep.
And I encourage everyone to watch it. So that's one thing. This is not a good recommendation, but it's been impossible for me to get this out of my head, so I'm just gonna do it.
Great.
I started following this viral boy band on social media called Pat. Get this, they're called Boy Throb because they're heartthrobs and they're a boy band, and it's 3 guys from like California, and their whole thing is they're going to become the next biggest boy band. But first, they need to get their 4th member, Darshan, out of India by becoming famous enough to get him a visa. So they're trying to get... So they play these shows. They played a show at like a retirement home where it was the 3 of them doing boy band songs. And then he's just on a laptop screen next to them dancing. And it's working. They're over 1 million followers. I think they're trying to get him in, and I'm rooting for him. So look up Boy Throb on like TikTok or Instagram, and enjoy. There's a whole rabbit hole to go down.
Wow. I've also watched Pluribus. I'm one episode behind you. I haven't seen the most
Okay.
recent one because in between watching the most recent episode of Pluribus and it coming out, I watched the entirety of the Apple TV Plus show The Last Frontier, which is two different shows at the same time. And I can't recommend it because it's really bad, but I also really like it. Here are the two shows that it is. One, the premise of the show is a plane full of horrible criminals crashes near Fairbanks, Alaska, and a local marshal has to round them all up.
Cool.
What a great idea for a show.
Yeah.
Right? It's about survival in Alaska. It's about local community banding together. It's got like elements of the TV show Alone. It's got elements of that vampire movie, We Own the Night. It's got elements of Con Air. What a wonderful, wonderful experience that would be.
Sounds cool.
Right?
Yeah.
That is not what they decided to do with the show for the most part. What they decided to do with the show for the most part is turn it into a ridiculous CIA spy conspiracy thriller thing.
They got away from their.
And every once in a while they do this, like they'll spend 45 seconds showing you this incredible Alaska scenery, right? And people living in it and dealing with it and all of that.
You ever been to Alaska, Pat?
I have not, no.
Yeah, I really want to go.
Yeah, if I was ever going to go on a cruise, I would do an Alaska cruise.
See like the Northern Lights.
Yeah, do all that stuff. Yeah,
Sounds
yeah.
Nice.
I do have a friend who's from Alaska, but I don't think she lives there anymore. Weirdly enough, I feel like she lives in Hawaii, which is like as.
Speaking of hot and cold,
as opposite.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
She was cold, and now she's.
Yes, that's right. So.
But yeah.
But I watched all of it, and it's not good, and it's obvious that the actors are like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing scene to scene here, but also I couldn't stop watching it, so maybe it's worth taking a look at it. I will also say I finished rewatching Breaking Bad,
nice.
And boy, that's a good show, huh? That's my hot take. And then I watched El Camino, which was the Breaking Bad movie.
Okay,
I've gave you the end of Jesse Pinkman. Also very good. Didn't mind it at all. Although it is very funny that they had fat Jesse Plemons play Todd when in the original Breaking Bad he was super thin. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just like Jesse Plemons, who's a great actor, got tubby for a while.
Famously known as Fat Damon, because he kind of looks like Matt Damon.
Sure. Originally famous in Friday Night Lights, and then he's a terrific actor, and he's gone on to do a lot of stuff. Married to Kirsten Dunst. And he like this is the thing that the Breaking Bad universe does that I kind of like, is that they don't care about ages or appearances. Really, they don't really care about continuity in that way. They know
it's like
they're like, we cast the right people, and you're going to play these characters, and I don't care if you're 13 years older than when they first put you in.
It's like how Bob Odenkirk is Saul Goodman is supposed to be like 34 years old or something.
Sure.
Better Call Saul when he's like in his 50s.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't care because like the actors are so good.
Yeah.
And you can suspend disbelief,
And then I will also say my wife and I have been enjoying a great deal of Hallmark movies, Hallmark Christmas movies. What I like about, so there's two different kinds of these cheap, stupid Christmas movies that come out. Yeah. And really the only difference between the good ones and the bad ones is, for me, do they have actual Christmas music in them? Because if they have actual Christmas music in them, I'm fine with it. But if they have sound-alikes or like broad orchestration and none of it, and a lot of Netflix Christmas movies are that way, I'm out. Like I'm out on your fake Christmas movie. You got to have the music. Yeah. But anyway, they're all fine. Yeah. All these movies, I don't really pay attention to them, but they're 85 minutes, all of them, all the way through. It was, last I checked, $2 a month to subscribe to the Hallmark channel.
Oh, that's not bad.
So if you're looking to, romance your sweetheart a little bit this holiday season, as cuffing seasons come along, there are worse ways you could do it.
Okay.
Anyway, that's all I got. Bear, anything else?
No, I think we did it. Let's try to get back on this pod and talk some Knicks sooner rather than later.
That makes sense to me. Listen, it's going to be an exciting season, and we are here for it. And hopefully next time we talk to you, it will be right before the New York Knicks are about to claim their first NBA Cup championship.
That's right. Yeah, but until then.
Until then, guys, you know what we say. Let's go
Knicks.
Let's go Knicks.
Let's go Knicks.
Leave.